Welcome back to the channel, cast. In today's FRAGPUNK video, I will be walking you through my controller settings and in-game settings so you can see exactly what I'm running and why. If you're looking to make your aim feel more consistent, your movement more responsive, and your overall gameplay smoother, this video should help you out.
They go on B side. A side.
I'll be breaking down everything step by step from sensitivity, dead zones, button layouts, all the way to the key game settings I recommend checking out, so you can copy them directly or adjust them to fit your own playstyle.
There we go. Thank you. You're running back. Be careful. Like up in the plant. Come on. Up behind us. There you go, Warmish.
Let's try to get this video to 10 likes, and I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of May. So, do me a favor, hit that like button and smash that subscribe button to help support the channel. Alright, let's get into it.
This settings guide, you can use it if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm not forcing you to use it. Just go in, see how you like it. If you don't like it, you are free to change it up if you want to. Just let me know what you change it to, so that way I can test your settings out too, so that way we can go back and forth, compare notes. But for starters, I am using a PlayStation DualSense Edge Pro controller, so my settings will be more configured around that. So let's go ahead and dive right into these settings. Now for base settings, what I do have language is set to English, most because I am an English speaker. I do know how to speak a little French and a little Spanish, but my main majority firstborn language is English. Now for tour frontline settings, we ain't gonna worry about that because I don't know if I'm gonna get back on that, but if you are getting on that, I do have just random players. Random players are able to join my matches, mostly because you can find friends doing that way. Now for features, anti-motion sickness is on default. I do have that. Like, I can apply it if I want to, but mostly I don't. Mostly because I don't get motion sickness when I play the game, so I do just don't mess with it whatsoever. But as you can see over on the right hand side, camera shaking is off. The FOV is off, like the FOV sprinting scaling basically is off. The zoom in depth of field is off, and also weapon dynamic blur off. The scene dynamic blur is off. The FOV is at 106 with a filter of mild. Now for automatic climbing, I do have that on, mostly because I don't have time trying to press X or square, triangle, whatever they got it as, just to climb something. No, I want to auto mantle over whatever wall I see. Now for automatic sprinting, I do have that on, mostly because I'm not finna push in my R3 stick, my thumbstick, just to break it so I can sprint. No, forget that. Just go ahead and make me sprint. I'm fine. If they can always hear footsteps, that's fine by me. Just automatic sprinting. Now, as I did say, the camera shake during sprinting is off, mostly because of the motion sickness thing. But as I do say, I don't get motion sickness, but I do find it better that the camera shaking is off when you do play the game, mostly because you don't want your accuracy being messed up due to your screen shaking, basically. Now, the FOV sprinting scaling of course, again, it is off, and that's mostly because of the motion sickness thing. So I did apply the motion sickness default like a thing already. Now for switch weapons on pickup, I do have that on, and mostly because I do want to swap my weapons. If right in there, let's just go ahead and swap weapons. If I want to see y'all skins, well, let me rephrase that. If I do want to see the skin on your weapon, I do want to swap, like switch the weapon on pickup thing, just so that way I can look at your skin, see if I like it, ask you how you got it, all that stuff. Now, inverted flash, I do have that off, mostly because it doesn't affect me. But if it is affecting y'all, I can go ahead and turn it on, and then we can go based off of that. Now, for target guide, I do have that off. Honestly, better if you on mouse and keyboard. I'm gonna be honest. Target guide works better if you are on mouse and keyboard. If you're on controller, you don't really need it. Just run to a target and you're fine. But it works better if you are on mouse and keyboard. Now for the paint road guide, I do have that on. I don't necessarily need it on because I do know the routes to take to get to a certain like area. So like say A, B, and now C, I know the routes to take. So I don't need this on, but I keep it on just for visuals up in the game. But if you do want it off, you can go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to try a game with it off and see if I like it. So let's do that. Alright, I do have it off now. I'm going to try games with it off, see if I like it better off or on. And then we'll go based off of that. Now, interactable doors, highlights, I do have that off. Most because I don't need the doors highlighted. I know that majority of doors you can just open. They automatically open, so I'm not worried about that. Now for the scope magnification, I do have that on custom. And I have this on custom mostly because I want to see further into my, when I ADS, I want to see further into that than anything else. So like the discipline, the fever, basically my ARs are at max, well, high magnification, so that way when I zoom in on them, I can see everything basically. Now for the LMGs, they are at low because they're LMGs. You're not necessarily going to always keep ADSing on it. You just gonna want to pray and spray on it. So you don't have to aim that sight. You just shoot and pray. That's all you have to do. Now for marksmen, they are at low because they are marksmen and they work the same as snipers. You don't want them too high up there, so that way majority of your field of view is being blurred out because how far you are looking in. You want to see all around you when you use marksmen. Now my disabled death replays, I do have that off because I like to see how I got killed. If I'm be honest, I like to see how I got killed so I know what I could have done better, how I could have tackled something else differently. That's why I have that off. Now for the minimap, I do have to keep player centered because I want the minimap to revolve around me and not me around the minimap. Will it be helpful if I do revolve around the minimap? Probably so, but I'd rather the minimap change wherever I look or whenever I move basically. Now the size wise, I do have that up at 1. It's staying at 1 because I don't need the minimap any much bigger or any much smaller, so I'm not that worried about it. Now for zoom wise, 0.65. You can change it if you want to. Me, 0.65 works better than me because it shows me at least what I need to see. Now display location name on the minimap, I do have that on. You don't have to, but if you want to know the location, like, oh, let's say we walk through, let's say Black Market. I can tell you hands down, I do not know none of the names of the locations in Black Market because I don't take the time to learn them. But you do have some people who do know the names of Black Market like the back of their hand. Me, no. I ain't even lie to you, I do not. And I'm not going to try to take the time to learn them. Now for the zoom wise, I do have that 0.6. For minimap orientation, it is on rotate. As I do say, it rotates around me and not me around it. Now for unranked, automatic join queue games. Ooh. Yeah, we'll leave that on. And I'm only leaving it on so that way I can jump. Oh, this unranked is not ranked. Okay, fine by me too. So I'll leave this on just because if I'm finished a game, if I already finished a game, I want to jump into another game. Like I have that itch to jump into another game. I'm just gonna jump right into it with this. So it just put me right into another game while we waiting, and we're gonna ahead and pick everything and be fine. Now for the display. Performance metrics, I do have that on mostly because I like to personally see what my frames are, what my package loss is, what my latency is. That's why I leave that on. And if it's lagging, then okay, I will let y'all know. If it's not lagging, then it runs smoothly, then that's fine by me. I at least have that information there. Now for optics, the realistic optics, I do have that off because I don't really care about that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. It's a video game with characters, cartoon anime video game. That's what I call it. So why would I have to? Why would I want to make it more realistic? That when I look through the optic aim down sight, it's like, oh, I got a glare. Oh, some of my vision is blurred. No, I don't want to do all of that. Now, enable button hints, I turned it off because I already know how to play the game. If you do not know how to play the game, then yes, you can turn it on and it'll teach you what buttons goes for what. If you do change up your button layout, this will help you with that. So leave it on if you want to, but for me, I already know what buttons do what, so I leave it off. Now for bottom right loadout, it's on mostly because I don't know. Let's be honest. I don't know why it's on. I can honestly just turn it off because I know what weapons I am using and what weapons to swap to. So, in my honest opinion, it's on how you play. If you don't want your full screen all messed up with a lot of stuff on it, then go ahead and turn it off. Well, turn on the high button, bottom low out. If you want everything onto your screen, then turn it off. That's up to you. That's your preference. That's all up to you. Now my ping visibility. I do have this at a 1, mostly because 1 is not very much so transparent, translucent. It is right then and there onto it. You see it. That's how it is for me. Now for auto ping, I do have that on. Mostly because I don't have time trying to go in through the wheel, scroll through and say, oh, gotta pick this to ping there. No, just pick it, ping it, done. Not worry about it. Now for colorblind mode, I do like the Tritanopia. I only like this one because of the colors that it helps with. I personally don't think I have color blindness, but I probably could because like what, let's say 10 in every 25 men have color blindness. I don't know if I have it. I personally don't think I do. So I just like Tritanopia because the color wise of it is more diluted and makes the gold, gold, epic and legendary weapons, as they say, it makes them pop more. Now for damage numbers, I do have this on because I like the person to see how much damage I'm doing for someone and be like, oh, hit this person for 64. Oh, hit this person for 25. Oh, I just hit this person for 200. 2 ahead. That's why I have it on. Now, enemy health bars. This is new. So enemy health bars came in this update. Like the new season update, that's where enemy health bars came in. I want this on so that way I know exactly how much health this person has left. If I have this person down to half health or down to a slither of health, I at least want to know so that way I know if one, I can ego challenge push this, or if I need to move back. That's why I have that on. Now for my enemy colors, I have them outlined as purple. You got no outline, yellow, purple, and red. Me personally, I will pick purple, and I'm only doing that because of aesthetics with my own theme. So enemy color is purple. Now for the outline style, I do have it more of a complex than a simple style. Complex to me is more like, as this says that the whole body is basically covered in it. And I kind of do like that, in all honesty, because right then there's like, oh, I see your whole entire body when you're outlined, but if you're not, then I just see half of your body. Let's just say your silhouette, basically. So the full complex style makes them a full, like shows you the full body outline instead of just part of the body. Now for display headwear, I do have this on. You don't have to, like that, you don't have to. Normally for me, I'm just gonna turn it off because to me it's like, oh, why do I care that you have something over your head? I don't care too much about that, so just turn it off. So I turn mine off. Now for non-competitive skins, honestly, it is what it is. You can turn it on if you want to. You can turn it off if you want to. I really don't care too much about this, so I'm just leaving this off along with the allies. Both of them are just staying off because I really don't try too much to like care too much to go into detail on what it is, because it's just like, oh, a skin that's what skin components, who cares? A skin is a skin is a skin, and you're gonna look at it either way. So for display customized crosshair, okay. For display customized crosshair for the current player, that's up to you. That's up to you. And what it says, toggle display of a spectated player's crosshair or only your own. Me, I have it off because some people might say that I'm cheating. Some people might say that I'm not. I guarantee you I'm ass at this game. I'm not cheating. But anyways, I want them to see my crosshair mostly because it's like, oh, look at the color of my crosshair. I can guarantee you I'm not cheating. It just looked like that. Oh, it's just a dot. Oh, it's a square. Oh, it's a like. Oh, it's just a triangle. Oh, it's the cross. Right in there, you see what my crosshair look like, so you don't have to go back and forth trying to figure that out. Now, for customized crosshair, I do have it on apply to hipfire and sight crosshair, mostly because I want everything to be matched up. I don't think I have OCD, I don't know, but I want it all to be matched up in order, perfect, how I like it. Now, for shotguns, it's on. For snipers, ADS, it's on. For marksman rifles, it's on. Basically, it's on for all of my weapons that I do use. Now, to display the crosshair, it is always on. Whoever plays without crosshairs, and if you are hitting your shots, I will call you. I will personally text you and call you the GOAT. If you are not hitting your shots and your crosshairs is off, turn it on. Turn on your crosshairs because you are definitely not doing anything. Now, management wise, we don't really have to do anything with this. We don't touch. Just leave that alone, basically. Now, for my crosshair type, I do have it at cross. I did once had it at sight, but I do have it at cross mostly because I feel like the crosshairs basically helps everything more and is centered in front of you. You see the outline of it. Now shoot, aim, and shoot. That's all you have to do. Now central dot is cross, of course. The central dot size, I do have it at 10. That's how I got my crosshair to look like how it is looking right now. The horizontal length is at 3 with a vertical of 3, and then the thickness of both of them are 0. Now for the center gap, I do have it at 0.85. Let's say that I want to add in the others, basically. That's the only reason thickness is coming in, because it's like, oh, what if I want to add in the other stuff? No, I just want the single little point in the middle to just be my crosshair, and then I aim and shoot. That is it. Now for outline is on. Outline size is 1 with a transparency of 0.5, and rotate is off completely. Now my crosshair color, you can, in all honesty, do whatever you want with this color. You don't have to copy out from me. You can do whatever color you want. Red, blue, black, green, yellow, purple, whatever. Gold. It's all up to you. You pick how you want it. That's how you do it. Now for transparency is of course at 1 with a dynamic wallpaper on the firing crosshair style and the movement crosshair. And then for the outer lines are on. The length of them are at 3, horizontal and vertical. And then the thickness is of course at 0. With a center gap of 1.25, and the outline is on, and a size of 1 with a transparency of 0.5. Now for that rotate, of course, is 0, and for the color, like I did say, you can choose whatever you want. I do have mine on a neon purple color, mostly because of my theme of how I like it. So that's why that is neon purple. And then I got transparency at 1 with a crosshair color on, and of course that is a look gold. And only have that because, as again, theme. You can choose how you want it. I don't did mine because of theme. So now into the important stuff, the controllers. If you are on console and you play on controller, you can change up. Let me go to it. You're right here. You can change up your whole controls on everybody, on how you play everybody basically. For me, I stick to general, and I only stick to general because I'm going to play everybody the same, basically. That's how I like to play. Everybody's gonna get played the same. And as you can see, the only thing that I did change is weapon inspect. It is now up instead of what it was. I think it was left. So I did change it to up. Up on my D-pad, mostly because in Call of Duty or Fortnite, I think Fortnite, but I know COD, it is up. No, COD is left. Oh my god. Okay. It is up because, one, I'm not going to use up to ping. Why would I? Up is to inspect weapons. That's how I like it. That's how it's going to be. Now for the aiming, I do have it on hold instead of toggle. I have it on hold because I'm going to utilize my L2 button as much as I can. Now putting on toggle, if you do like to play like that, that is up to you. I personally do not like to put it on toggle, so I leave it on hold. Now for sprint, like I did say, sprint is, you can put it on hold or you can put it on toggle. I keep my sprint on toggle because I can just press it once and I'm already sprinting. If I hold it, then I'm definitely mashing in my R3 button, and I do not want to do that. Well, in this case, L3 button, and I don't want to sit there and mash it in and hopefully break it. So that's why I got it on toggle, where I just press it once and I keep going. My crouch, I did change to R3, and that's mostly because my back pedals on my DualSense Edge are mapped to basically have R3 and L3 into their own little paddles. So I kind of just press one or the other and just keep it going. Now for the map, I do have upstairs and downstairs. You don't really have to change anything of this. Just leave them how they are. It just shows you which one is which, basically. Now for interact, for ping, as I did say, I do have it on my left on my D-pad. I did change that, but I changed it because for me, I do want to sit there and ping with the left instead of pinging with the up button on the D-pad. It works better for me and my play style. If y'all do have y'all ping at up, left, down, right, that's up to y'all. But for me, I do have it at left. Now push to talk is circle for me. I am not changing to anything else. My mic is always on in every game I do join, so I don't necessarily use push to talk, so I'm not that worried about it. Now for switching weapons, I do have it at triangle because that's what default is set at. And in every game that I played except Fortnite, triangle is how you swap weapons. COD, press triangle or hold triangle. Apex Legends, press triangle, and then right in there you just swap your weapons. Now for sensitivity, as it says, vertical monitor distance, I do have that off, mostly because I really don't want it on, and I don't know what it does. Let's be honest, I ain't even finna lie, I don't know what it does. So far it just tells me what unifies the mouse distance movement required to move the same amount of pixels. Why would I care? Pixels are gonna move. I know latency wise that can be a hindrance in gaming, especially in FPS gaming, but for me this is off because I don't want no latency, and then on top of that the pixels are still going to be the same amount of pixels. Now for my look sensitivity, I do have it at 1.55. In my honest opinion, however you want to look around, if you want to look around fast or slow, that is up to you. Me, I like the 1.55 close to 2 range, mostly because I like to look around as fast as I can, and then I like to snap onto people faster. So 1.55 to me is the sweet spot, and I only say that because to me it's like, okay, I have this at 1.55 because right then and there, if I want to snap onto you, I'm able to. Yes, you might snap onto me first because your sensitivity is further up, but for me, it stays right there at 1.55. Now for inverted camera, y-axis is off. It's only off because I don't want nothing inverted. I like my camera the way it is on the y-axis and x-axis, so all of that is off. Now for sensitivity, for camera sensitivity, right here it is 0.72. I'm not changing that. This is, to me, this is a pro setting, and for 0.72 it helps with me. I can turn it up in all honesty just to look around with the camera more, but for me it stays at 0.72 because it's easier to control and it's not zooming all over the place. Now for sensitivity wise, it is at custom, and I'm not about to go through changing it, mostly because aim down sight wise is far much better for me to sit there and customize who I want to be aimed down sight faster or who I want slower. And right then and there, it is just better in getting kills out, aiming down sight much faster for you. Now, sensitivity multiplier is at 0.665. All this does is just help boost up your camera sensitivity when you aim down sight. That is all this does. So when your camera sensitivity, it helps you ADS much faster or slower when custom. This one just help boost it basically. Now the movement stick dead zones, as I do say, I am on a DualSense Edge controller where there's, in my honest opinion, I haven't realized any stick drift unless I drop my controller and throw it. That's the only time I do get stick drift. But since I do not have stick drift in my controller right now, it is at 0.08. And that's for the view stick dead zone and the movement stick dead zone. If you have stick drift in your controller, I do highly recommend you turn this up to at least a 1.5 or, well, a 1 to the 1.5. If you do not have stick drift, go from 1 and down. That is my honest opinion. Now for the ramp up delay and max time, I do have it at 0 and 0.2. And right then and there, I only have them there because input is going to be however you like, how you want it. So my delay is at 0 because we don't want any delays in what we do. Let's be honest, we don't want any delays in what we do. We want it to snap on fast, get onto it right then and there how we want it because we're human and we want things right then and there. So it's at 0. Now for my max time, it is at 0.2, mostly because yes, I did take away the delay, but then on top of that, I did add in a little bit of more like aggressiveness that goes like, oh, right then there, I still have a little bit of time to sit there and get it to how I want it, basically. Now for my yaw and my pitch, for extra and not aiming and aiming, for my not aiming is at a 2.5, for pitch for the yaw and for the pitch at 2.5. That's only because right in there, it helps me and the camera stay in line with one another, and it's not, I'm not going cross-eyed basically. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not finna go cross-eyed trying to look at my yaw and my pitch. Like, no. I want the camera to be right there where I'm looking, focused on what I'm looking at. Do not sit there and take forever to go there. And for the aiming, it's the same exact thing. It's 1.5 apart, well, with each other, and that's only because of shortness wise. Now my cursor sensitivity is at 1, and as you can see, 1 is like this, a little bit slow, but let's say that I do go up to 2. Let's say I go up to 2. Still slow. So then let's crank it all the way up. A little bit faster, not really, but in game, you will see it. So me, I like to keep mine at 1 because that's what the game recommended for me. So I'm going to keep it at 1 and just leave it there. I'm not going to touch it whatsoever. And that's just how it is for me. Now, controller vibration, always off. In every FPS shooting game you get into, leave it off. Only because if you like the vibration, that's up to you. You can be the diabolical one. But if you don't like vibration and you want your shots to hit on everything and you don't want vibration messing you up, turn it off. If you don't mind if your shots don't hit or whatever, and you can get some type of control over it, then turn it on by all means. Now for controller aim assist, I highly recommend this for controller players. If you're not on mouse and keyboard, I say again, if you are not on mouse and keyboard, turn this on. You do not want this off because you want to lock on to your targets. If you do not lock on to your targets, you are more likely guaranteed to die by them. So controller aim assist is helping you lock onto that person and shoot at them much faster. Instead of you going like, oh my god, I gotta, ooh, what's going on? I can't lock onto this person. This person moving around left, right, and center. No, just use the aim assist. Aim down sight, shoot him. If he move while you aim down sight, release the ADS, aim down sight again, shoot him. That's all you have to do. Now for my motion sensor, again, it is off, and that's because of the motion sickness thing. So I just don't touch it. Motion sickness, turn it off, I leave it off. That's how it's just gonna be with me. Now for video, my FOV is at 125. It's at 125 mostly because I use a big TV, a 55, 65 inch TV. That's what I use. 125 to me is the sweet spot, in all honesty, because to me it's like I do want to see everything around me. Like someone could be sitting in the corner. Okay, I now see that. Someone could be sitting right dead in front of me and I'm not seeing it if it's all the way up to 70, 65. But no, 125, I see you right then and there. I see who's coming up on the side. I see who basically it helps me look all around me basically. Now for the filter, I do have it on vivid. You can change this to your liking. So far, I like vivid because it gives me more color, it adds in more shadows, and it basically makes it look virtually appealing. That's what I say. It's virtually appealing to everybody who likes it. You see the green more, you see the red more, you see the blue more, you see the brown more. Basically, you see your colors more. Now, this one, it ain't gonna let me change it, so it always stays at low. So I'm not about to touch this. It just stays at low for me. Now for my frame rate limit is at 60. I can change it to unlimited, 30, whatever. I personally like to keep it at 60 because I want the frames to stay as high as it can be. So it just stays at 60. Now for my gameplay frame rate limit, I just did unlimited because I'm not about to sit there and touch it as much. Unlimited means it can go up, it can go down. You can see whatever you want with it. That's where I'm keeping it at. Now for my UI frame rate, I do have, well, a limit to my UI frame rate. I do have that off. And only because 60 frames in a game, especially if you're on console, it is fine. Now if you want to go up to like 120, then sure, yes, very much so. That is better frames. But for me right now, it's staying off at 60, and I'm just gonna leave it right then and there. Now for brightness, I do have it at a 0.99. If 1 is 0.99, 0.99 just round it up to 1. Let's be honest. So just throw it up to a 1, and that's only because it's not too bright, not too dark. It's right in the sweet spot of where you want it, and then you don't have to touch it right after that. For the sharpness, basically, it takes away all the noise into the game. Not like sound noise, but visual noise, like little shredded there, little glitch spots there, all of that. It takes away all of that. So having it at 1.5 is your sweet spot in removing a lot of the noise, as I say, the visual noise. It just removes a lot of that from your own like eyesight, so that way you can see the game much clearer, much better, and in my opinion, in high def. Now for vertical sync, I do have that off, mostly because I don't really care too much about the vertical sync. It's going to be however it wants to be, and I'm just going to play it regardless. And then I just got through reading it. It was talking about if I turn it off, it's going to increase the tearing, but it's also going to reduce input lag. In my honest opinion, anything that stops input lag, in my honest opinion, is far much better. So for this to be off and it just reduce my input lag, it is far much better because one, latency isn't being a thing on me no more. It is now just going like, oh, my input lag is no longer there, so I can just sit there and snap onto this person and not worry that much about it. Now for visual simplifications. Now I do have this on. When I first started playing the game, I did have it off. I only had it off because I did like to see the details in the rocks. I did enjoy seeing the details in the ground and everything else. Like it gives it a 4K 3D effect basically. But I do have it on now because say that someone's hiding behind a rock. With it off, I won't be able to know that. But with it on, I can now see that, oh, this person hiding behind a rock, shoot at them. Oh, this person isn't blended in that well, shoot at them. And that's how it is basically. Now I do have all of these as simplified, and they're just basically to help with this, to help me notice who's blended in or who's not blended in much better. And it also gives it a more, not gonna say washed down look. It gives it a more like, how can I say it? Not a blank canvas. See, how can I say this without making it sound bad? It basically just help you visually, but it also helps you, yeah, it just basically helps your own entire gameplay and helps you visually because one, it takes away a lot of the shadows and then takes away a lot of the light that is possibly blinding you and making someone hide. That's what it's basically doing. Now for the scene saturation, I do have it as simplified because who why care too much about it? Your saturation is going to be as bright as it wants to be or as low as dim as it want to be basically. I can leave it as simplified because right in there it adjusts straight to me, whatever. It goes up, it goes down. If I want something bright, it'll be bright. If I want something like very much so washed out, it'll be washed out. And that's the same like for effects. It's going to standard. If I do minimalist, I'm not going to see a lot of the stuff in the effects. I personally like the effects being standard because one, I like to see all the stuff around it. It to me is visually appealing. It looks nice and it's pretty. Let's be honest. So that's why I just leave it as standard. Now for the dead effects, I do have this off, and I only have it off because I don't really care too much about the dead effects. To me, the dead effects right then and there, if it's on, it's taking away so much of your visuals, especially if say that you kill someone. As you can see on the right hand side, when it's on, you kill someone, you got this whole effect taking up majority of the screen. But when it's off and you don't kill someone, you got the effect not taking up a lot of your screen, and you can see whoever coming behind the person, and that's why I leave it off. Now for my UI info, I do have this on because it's simplified. It's not being like, oh, you got the name of the location, you got where you looking at, you got the number, all of that stuff. Simplified means that at least one of them is taken off and you got it more controlled basically. Now for animation reduction, I do have this off. And I have it off because I am not trying to blind myself for one. And for two, I am not finna focus on all the animation that pops up at the bottom of the screen. Let's be honest. Now for my quality control for graphics is at balanced. And I only got it balanced because I do like a complete balance between like what I'm looking at and also what I'm playing. And then for dynamic blur, of course, is off. For UI resolution is on high, and that's because I like to see the detailing in people in the skins and also the guns. That's why it's on high. For animation physics, it's on. Now for audio, for my master volume, of course, is at 100. Music is at 50. I can honestly take music down to let's say 25, half of the 50, and then it's not too loud, and I still can hear the music some. For sound effect volumes, I do have it at 60 and the voice lines at 50. For the announcer's voice, I do have it at 100 with button sounds at 100. Now for keeping audio playing in the background, I do just leave it on because why not? Let's just leave it on that way I can hear it all in the background still. Now for character voice simplification, I do have it off because they all have their own unique like voice lines, unique voice tones, all of that. So I'd rather just leave it off so that way I can hear all of it for myself, excuse me. Now, for where I come in at, because I always use my mic, where I come in at, we have my voice chat. Now, hear me out. My voice chat volume is going to stay at 50. Because some people who got mics and they just be all up on the mic. Like I hear, if you have headsets on, fair warning, this is about to be loud. But whoever chews on their mic, all you hear is that's all you hear. Whoever chews on their mic. Me personally, I'm not finna crank this up and hear that in my ear and then go off on people. No, I'd rather go off on people on how they play the game. So we leave that at 50. Now, for the voice chat main switch, we do leave that on because I would like to swap back and forth. Now for my mic volume, I do have it at 50. And that's only because for me personally, if I'm chewing onto my mic or if I'm sitting here screaming to the top of my lungs, I don't need my whole team hearing this. Like, sure, it'd be helpful if they heard me, but I don't need my whole team hearing this, especially if I'm chewing on my mic and it sounds like I'm going through a wind turbine. But for my input for team and my party, it's open mic because I rather communicate with everybody in the game, whether you like me or not. I'm still gonna communicate with you. I'm gonna either call you trash or I'm gonna sit there and laugh at how you play, or I'm gonna sit there and keep asking myself, what are you doing? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I'm still gonna do that personally. So I leave it on. and open. Now for privacy settings. For display whispers in game, I have it off because why? No, who cares? Like you gonna sit in the game, type, "Oh, you're trash." Okay, very. Don't sit there and text me it. No, don't hide behind the text. Get on the mic and tell me that I'm trash. Now the allow non-friend whispers, I do have that off mostly because I really don't care about whispers. If you're gonna text me in chat, well, text me in the game, I'd rather you not and you just get on the mic and tell me whatever. Like, hey, go this way because they're all pushing there. Hey, go this way because they sit and crouch in the corner. Okay, thank you for telling me that. It's going to take more time to text it than it's going to take for you to tell me. Now, for general channel customization, everything is on. You don't have to touch. Everything is on. So I'm not worried about that. Now, for team up, I do have party invites on along with joining parties. Well, players to join my party, I do have that on. And I'd rather go with that because to me, it's like, okay, say that I meet someone in game and I'd be like, oh, add me as a friend, invite me to your party, or like I can join your party, you join mine. I'd rather just leave it on. Now for joining ongoing matches, turn it off. There's one thing I wish Call of Duty had. Turn it off. I don't care about no extra rewards. No. All I care about is starting up a fresh new match and playing throughout the fresh new match. If you join the ongoing match and they are losing, you can no longer leave that match because you will get penalized because this game has some type of aggression towards people who leave. Now, for friends, if you have friends, and let's be honest, in 2026, back in 2025, no one really had friends. Let's be honest. Turn it on. If you want to make friends, turn it on. Because in all honesty, how the world is going now, you ain't going out there meeting people. You are meeting people more online in the game than you are outside. So turn it on. Make your friends. Hell, if you single and you want to find a girlfriend on a damn game, do that too. Turn it on and send her a friend request. You can even turn on your whispers and text her. Hey, sweetheart, you single? What you doing? Okay, that sound make me sound old. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me Gen Z it up. Hey, yo, shawty, what's up? That's all you have to do. Now for room. Who cares? If you want to play 1v1s, do some customs, turn it on. That's all you got to do. But anyways, now to streamer mode. For display your nickname as you, I personally do not do that because I don't care if people know who I am. Oh, you got PURGMirego-YT-TTV sitting in the game. Oh, you just got killed by this person. Okay, done. What's the point of having you? I get it's anonymous wise, but I really don't care about it. I'm going to stream however I want to, and I'm not going to sit there and be anonymous when I kill someone. Unless I'm cheating, which I'm not. As y'all can see, I will show y'all later. But anyways, I'm not finna go anonymous. If you get killed by me, you have all right to sit there and text me and call me ass. I don't care. You have, even though y'all don't do that, y'all rather text purge bot. But anyways, it's all for me. Now for high names of other players, no, leave it off. If you're not streaming, if you are streaming, whatever, leave it off. And personally, I say leave it off because let's say that this person that just killed you, you want to know their name so you can add them and play a game with them. Or you want to become friends with them, whatever. Leave it off. Just go back, get their names, add them. And you don't have to worry about that. Now for my profile, we ain't worried about that. All of this stuff in other profile and link other platforms, we're not worried about that. Profile just stay public and then you're done. But those are my settings.